How's it going, guys? Arto here, and today I'm bringing you a couple things that you guys need to understand in order for you guys to get better. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you guys want me to, explain, or what you guys want me to play next. So there's two things that you guys need to understand in order for you to understand. There's two things that you guys need to understand. Sorry about that. Where you guys need to be good at. You have your player abilities and you have your champion abilities. So, what are your player abilities and your champion abilities? So, champion abilities is basically what you're going to be able to do with the champion that you're playing. And your player abilities is basically you, regardless of what champion you're playing, regardless what role in the game you're playing. So, basically, that's your decision making, your understanding of the game. So, obviously, one of the two is way easier to learn and then the other, which is going to be the champion ability. So first things first, you have to understand your champion ability. You need to understand your mechanics with the champion, runes that you enjoy, because it doesn't have to be set in stone, build, and how to play basically the situations, right? Like, which is basically mechanics, combos too. Like all of these things, just matchups, power spikes, like when to understand when you're strong and when you're not. Your mechanics, so that when you find opportunities, you're going to be able to do whatever you want with them. The runes that will help you basically play whatever it is that you want to play. Combos, obviously, you need to, which is part of the mechanics, you need to know how to play your champion. Matchups, you need to know what you're up against and how you're going to be able to deal with it. And power spikes, you need to know when you're strong and when you're not, so that you're going to be able to make better decisions. So this is why you focus a lot when you're playing a newer champion. You're going to be focused on what that champion does, his power spikes and everything, and you're going to be losing a little bit of track on the things that you should be thinking about, which is basically your player abilities. Player ability has to do everything game knowledge related. Decision making, minimap awareness, lane awareness, timings, like dragon is coming, baron is coming, retaliation, which is basically, with decision making, right? Like what to go for after a fight, when to push, when not to push, when to overextend, when not to overextend, vision. Like all of these things are going to be really, really important in order for you to play the game better. So obviously, we're going to be learning our champion first and the player ability second. Why is this? Because obviously there's a lot of theory out there, but at the end of the day, there's two things. And you're going to be dividing in a normal setup. You're going to be dividing your focus in 50% of what you're doing and 50% of what you're playing, right? So the most optimal situation is that you're going to put 100% on player ability and 0% in champion ability, which means that you have to practice the champion so much that you don't even think about it, right? And this is why people tend to usually recommend one or two champions and then go from there, because if you play one champion and then that champion gets banned or becomes a flavor of the month and then starts getting banned because it's OP, then you're gonna have another champion to back off into. And this is why OTPs are so consistent. Obviously not every single OTP, but higher elo OTP are so consistent with their champions because they don't have to think about the champion anymore. They know everything about the champion, so they can just focus on what to do in the game, and that's it. So in order for you to actually understand what to do in the game, you're going to be practicing your champion first. Pick a champion of choice, and so that you can actually go ahead and enjoy while you're playing. And then after you know all these things, all the ins and outs, you've played a little bit, a different matchups, the build that you want to go for and everything, then we can start learning what it is player ability, decision making, minimap awareness, lane awareness, timing, retaliation, vision, pushing, overextension, wave management. Like all of these things, they're going to be in terms of player ability. So remember, the best way for you to actually play this game is not thinking about your champion, but thinking basically what's happening on the game. What enemy champions do they have? How are you going to be able to deal with them? How to play the team fights? What to do after the team fights? When to push, when not to push, priority, all of these things. So in order for you to do that, you're going to pick 1 or 2 champions that you enjoy and then go from there so that you learn how to play the game. And then once you know how to play the game, then you're going to be focusing on the newer champions. This is why pro players are so easy expanding on champion pool, because it's going to be the inverse. You already know what to do with the game because of you've been practicing so much. So this is going to be 0% while learning a new champion, and this is going to be 100% so that they have to be only thinking about the thing that their champion does. And then when you are learning and you don't know much about the game, it should be the other way. It should be 100% basically focusing on what you should be doing in the game and 0% on your champion. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you guys want me to play next. And yeah, as always, stay healthy, drink lots of water, and have fun on the Rift, guys. See you in the next video.